2 Corinthians 5:17 says that if anyone is in Christ, he
Because
is
the
new
life of
creation.
the Redeemer is passed through the bride.
A truth that I've found in my life is that the Bible is the most amazing story ever written, and it's a story of Jesus. Now, we hear Jesus in the New Testament. We see him, we hear his words, we see what his life did, and we see him hanging on a cross for us. But what's very interesting is that that story does not begin in Matthew. It begins at the formation of the universe. It begins in the Old Testament as well. In every single page of the Old Testament, what I see also is Jesus. I see Jesus coming out of the pages. Why? Because the whole story is about him. There's a great example of that in Numbers 2. Numbers 2 is in the Torah, and it's in this point where God is kind of laying out all the things that he wants for his people, for his tribes. And Numbers 2 specifically is a story where he's laying out how the Israelites are going to be moving through the desert and how they're going to be camping. And so, the Israelites are wandering 40 years in the desert, and when they get to a place, they camp. And then they get back up and they wander for some more, and then they camp. And in Numbers 2, God specifically tells them how to camp. He gives each different tribe a specific place, either north, south, east, or west, to camp around the tabernacle. And when you camp north. You don't camp northwest. And so he gives us also all the numbers of the tribes. Why would God do this? Why does God care about all this detail? Is it just to bore us? Is it just because he wants to be really legalistic and really get the numbers down on paper? Or is there a hidden meaning behind it? Is there a meaning that when we can dig and when we actually find the truth, it will absolutely blow our minds? And what we find is if we add up each camp, the camps north, south, east, and west, what we find that if you were hanging over on a mountain, looking down on the tribes of Israel, what you would find is a perfect cross of the Lord Jesus Christ, sitting in the desert with the heart of God, the tabernacle, sitting in the middle. And so what does that do to me? It tells me that Jesus is in the past. He is in the very beginning of the world. He is with the Israelites. He's with the tribes. He carries through, and he continues in his birth and in his death and in his resurrection. And then he continues in my heart, in my everyday life. As I go through life, I can know that there's a cross stamped in my life because there was a cross at the beginning.